Greetings, greetings. It's been a while. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. I'm back, and I'm gonna be doing a video today that everybody has been texting me, emailing me, messaging me to do for a while now because it's for a popular law, uh, and it is none the less than Santa Marta la Dominadora. Okay, some people also been asking where you been, what have you been doing. Uh, to fill you guys in, I've been recording uh, my new production that should be coming out hopefully soon. And of course, it's gonna be a Dominican voodoo music, music used in the 21 divisions, as usual. That I've just like the last two, it will include a couple, not too many of the more Haitian side drumming styles. It'll be more focused on the Dominican side this time around, um, with the music called palos, los palos, with the palo drums. Um, and yeah, it should be a good one. Hopefully, I'll be done with it soon, and you guys will be able to enjoy. Um, so Santa Marta la Dominadora, Santa Marta la Dominadora. Everybody um, has been asking me do a video about Santa Marta because not a lot is known about her, and she's very popular, and she's becoming very popular outside of the Dominican culture. I mean, a lot of people are starting to call this spirit, to work with this spirit, with this loi. Um, but yes, I mean, Santa Marta is becoming popular outside of Dominican culture and what is known as the 21 divisions. Um, so Santa Marta, as everybody knows, is represented by the picture. I mean, you can see it behind me there. It's the lady, the black lady with the puffy hair, and the snakes, which is an image that was, if I'm not mistaken, created for this lady that was a snake charmer. But in essence, that image, the picture itself, was used very long ago by African priesthoods of mermaids. In specific, I can recall, can mention a couple. You can find the statues of that picture or that image in use in with Yoruba people um, for Yemaya. You can find it with priesthoods dedicated to the water spirits like Mamiwata in in Benin and Togo. In all these areas with the Ewe and the Fon people, uh, and even it's an image that transcends African or sub-Saharan African culture because it's found in cultures even of uh, super antique cultures. Right now, the names don't come to mind, but it's an image that is very universal with the mermaid spirits, with the water spirits, female water spirits, and the females tend to be the water spirits because the female energy is water. Uh, so Santa Marta's image did make it to the Dominican Republic and Haiti, to Quisqueya, to the island, and it's been in use for a long time. I mean, I can't really say for how long, but it's been in use for a long time, and it's become a popular image within voodoo, or what is known as 21 divisions, which is basically the same thing. It's all voodoo. So in Dominican culture, that image is used to represent Santa Marta la Dominadora. Now, it's a bit confusing for certain people because there's two images used for Santa Marta la Dominadora. There's the saint called Santa Marta de Betania, and that is a white saint, a white lady saint, obviously, and she's used as Santa Marta, but in a certain aspect or vuelta, as we say in Spanish. Um, and then the other one, the black one, is used as another aspect. And there are many aspects depending on where you go and who you talk to with Santa Marta la Dominadora. Okay, so I'm not gonna complicate it too much, uh, but I'll keep it a little bit simple and try to explain as much as possible. Okay, so Santa Marta Dominadora in Dominican. One thing also I forgot to mention: in Haiti, that image, the black lady image with the snakes, is also used for to represent uh, many lois. It could be to represent Dambala or Aida Wedo. It's also used for the Simbilua, okay, which are the water serpents. So it's used for many use it for uh, the Simbilua in Haiti. In Dominican culture, again, it varies, but mostly it's just Santa Marta la Dominadora. And the spirit behind the name, which is Santa Marta, is basically a saint's name, and basically the real name of Santa Marta la Dominadora, and one of her main aspects is Filomena Lubana. Okay, for those that didn't know, that's her real name, Filomena Lubana. Santa Marta la Dominadora is just her popular name. But Filomena Lubana is her original, more Loa name. Her let's say more Creole name, not the saint itself. Uh, so the picture of the black lady is used mostly to represent Santa Marta la Morena, which just translates in Spanish Santa Marta the black lady, uh, la Morena, okay? And Filomena Lubana is her name. Now, then there is also a Santa Marta la Colorada, which also translates Santa Marta the red. And like I said, this one is the one represented by the white saint, Santa Marta of Betania. Okay, that she's holding a torch, and she has like a dragon or some kind of, like a dragon type alligator looking animal there on the ground. And that's the image used for Santa Marta la Colorada. Santa Marta la Colorada, the red, uses fire. Okay, and again, it varies from horse to horse. Uh, you will see different aspects or different manifestations depending on the caballo. Let me tell you, on the servidor, on the horse. Uh, but that road or that path of Santa Marta works with fire. Also wears the color red. Okay, instead of what I'll get into later with the other Santa Marta, the La Morena. Uh, this Santa Marta usually walks and acts very humanly. Uh, Talks normal, walks around, and is very fiery. She's kind of like a bit of a warrior spirit aspect. And again, she uses fire. She carries fire like a torch if it's available, depending where you are in Dominican Republic. This is possible, so you'll see the horse carrying a torch of fire. Sometimes they'll even take pots of fire and put it on the head. Um, so yes, this Santa Marta is a very rebellious warrior type Santa Marta. Um, and she is used a lot to wake up the zombies. Okay, well, the zombie astral, or the spirits. She's used to wake up spirits when people go collect zombies at the cemetery. Uh, this spirit is used for this lua. Santa Marta la Colora is used for that, and she's also has a very sensual aspect, apart from being very uh, let's say crazy. So she likes to dance when she comes when she manifests on a caballo. She likes to dance, and likes to dance the palo music sensually, or the tambu sensually, and she's very fiery. I mean, it's fire, la colora. It's a fiery spirit, sensually, and in the aspect of fighting, of war. She's a very dominant lua. So she can be used for many things, like for protection, for battling somebody spiritually. Again, for sending or waking up the zombies or the spirits that you're gonna collect at a cemetery. For those of you that can do that, I'm not gonna get into that. Not anybody can do that. But she's used. I'm just telling you the purposes she's used for certain people. She's used for heating up a relationship. Obviously, the fire, Santa Marta la Colora, Cintura de Fuego. That's one of her nicknames, which means the waist of fire, because she moves her waist sensually. So she's used to heat up a relationship. She's used to attract, for those females looking for the men. She's used for that type of attraction, for that heat, for that type of heating attraction, heating up the the relationship, I guess. Um, so she's used for a lot of things. I mean, like any lua, but these are things that people tend to use her more for. Okay. Again, her color is red. Some people add yellow or white to her attires and stuff like that, depending on the servidor. Now let's get into Santa Marta la Morena, or Filomena Lubana, which is the most popularly served aspect, which they use the picture you see behind me right there uh, to represent her, the black lady with the big hair, with the puffy hair, and the snakes. And a lot of people tend to see her and be scared of her because of the snakes. And Santa Marta has a lot of aspects. There's a song, which is a popular song, uh, which I sing also in the CDs, and it's a popular salve or plena that is an old one, and it says, Santa Marta la dominadora, dile a la culebra que no suba ahora. Okay, Santa Marta la dominadora, dile a la culebra, tell the snake que no suba ahora, to not come up now, uh, come up in possession, basically. So we're basically telling Santa Marta with this song not to come in a snake aspect, in a wild aspect. Um, we want to see her in a more calm, basically human form, so we can communicate with her. Because if she comes in the snake form, or if her snakes come, then it'll just turn a little bit crazy. Because remember, a snake is hard to dominate. So when the snakes come, it turns a little bit it can turn a little bit crazy in the ceremonies, and people that have been to ceremonies and have seen this happen know what I'm talking about. So it becomes a little crazy. The person or persons, because it can happen to multiple people, uh, start to roll on the ground like a snake, and it becomes hard to dominate, and they start knocking things over, whatever the case may be. So it's a hard thing to dominate. So when we sing that song, we're basically telling Santa Marta not to let the snakes come up into possession. So that's one of her aspects, the wild, untamable aspect. And this is why Santa Marta is a lua that you have to be very careful with, because she can be very calm and human-like, but she also can be like an animal, like a snake, a wild snake. Some snakes are poisonous, some snakes are not. Some snakes are more malevolent than others. Some are good for certain things. The poison of a snake can be used to cure certain things, or it could be the cure to becoming bitten by a snake or something like that. So there's a lot of mystery behind Santa Marta la Dominadora, because she can come in any aspect. The thing is, you have to know how to dominate these aspects and properly serve the spirit or the loi for the fact. So yeah, Santa Marta is a very tricky lua. She can come, like I said, either or. Most people use Santa Marta for dominating love affairs or dominating people, but she can be used just for anything. I mean, just like any lua again. But again, her specialty is, or what people look, for her, is for basically dominating, for love again, stuff like that. Love affairs and dominating people, dominating lovers, seducing situations. It could be seducing a situation for a job. It could be seducing a lover that a person that you're interested in that's not falling for you. You can dominate that person or seduce that person enough to fall into your trap, let's say. But all comes with a price. I mean, everything comes with a price. You have to pay the loi in the end. When you work with a loi, there's always a fee, and it's what the loi asks. It can be via dreams. It can be via the message from a person possessed, etc., etc., a reading, whatever. But if you don't pay, in the end, things won't work out, because the loi always works with a condition: payment and servitude. You are a servant of the loi. If you don't fulfill your end of the bargain, then it's on you. Whatever happens, then it's on you. I mean, it's a risk you're taking. Things might not happen right away, but in the long run, you will see a negative ending to what you thought was positive. Okay? So Santa Marta, again, Filomena Lubana, is known for coming in that wild spirit sense, the wild snake. When she comes in that possession, sometimes she knocks. Usually, throughout my whole life, what I've seen is usually women getting possessed by Santa Marta. Very rarely do I see men. And it's happening now in the Dominican Republic. You see a lot of guys, mounted with Santa Marta. Not that I didn't see it a long time ago, some years back or whatever. It happened. But mostly Santa Marta tends to possess women. And usually in feasts, she will possess young women, young, like, it could be a teenage girl, young, early 20s, 30s. Could be anybody, but some when it comes in the wild possession form, it possesses a women usually, and it'll possess the woman by dropping her to the ground, and the woman will start rolling, or the women will start rolling. When it's more than one, let's say it's two usually, uh, the snakes will intertwine. Kind of the people possessed will come together and intertwine like snakes do in real life, and that is because snakes represent fertility. Um, okay, and that's one of the things that Santa Marta represents is fertility as a snake spirit and a water spirit. So when this happens, you see this. This is a common thing to see in Fiesta de Misterio and Mani and Fiesta de Palo. You will see this. Two women will come together and interlock legs like a snake intertwining type of thing. And they will just carry out that possession. There will really be no messages. It'll just be something for the spirit to carry out and manifest in that way at the feast. Sometimes the spirit will want something, and again, there's different levels, different kind of possessions with Santa Marta. Sometimes she'll come very wild. Sometimes she'll calm down when you bring her offerings, which uh, tend to be an egg, and she will eat that egg. People also serve her a malta. Okay, people give her malta to drink, and they'll also give her black uh, sugar molasses with coffee grinds, along with the egg and the malta. Uh, but she can drink whatever she wants. She might ask for something else. It could be rum. It could be beer. It could be a soda, which usually is a purple soda. The Dominican Country Club or whatever is available. Whatever kind of soda, purple usually, or even cola, black cola. She'll like those type of drinks. And some people give her syrup, like they also do to Dambala. Okay, when they come in that snake aspect, also people tend to say it's also a manifestation of Dambala, along with Marta la Dominadora or Aida Wedo. So it varies depending on people, horses, servants. Sometimes Santa Marta will lay facing up and kind of move like a snake, and talk to people, give messages, um, and say, I want whatever, offering. Sometimes she will sit. In some heads, she will walk around. She will get up and walk around. In some heads, she will sit in a chair and talk to people and consult. In some heads, they will sit her up on the ground, like I said. So it varies a lot depending on the caballo, on the servidor. So you will see a lot of manifestations. But for the most part, uh, she's on the ground. But again, she can walk. Okay, depends on the caballo and the relationship or the way they work Santa Marta. Okay, Santa Marta can sit and consult, uh, or arrive sitting in her more Filomena Lubana aspect versus the snake aspect. Okay, so it depends on the horse and on the aspect she's coming through. It could be wild like a snake, or in her more humanized Filomena Lubana form, which will act more humanized, sit down, talk with people, consult. Usually, um, some caballos I've noticed, some female caballos, which are again mostly are females, tend to talk with a lisping or S like a snake type of accent or form, So that's a trait you will see with people mounted with Filomena Lubana. or she can just talk normal in some cases on certain heads. And she will just be Filomena Lubana Santa Marta la Morena. Okay? Um, Santa Marta la Dominadora, or Santa Marta, is in the Dominican tradition worship under the Guedeses, under the Guede division. Okay, she is in some cases. Again, the legends or the stories vary very widely throughout. So it depends on who you ask. Some people will say she is the wife of El Barón del Cementerio, of Barón. Some people will say she is the daughter of Barón del Cementerio, okay, and that she is basically his like favorite daughter or something like that. Some people will even say she is the daughter of Dambalao and Aidawedo, and she has gone over to work with the Gede spirits, okay, and that she is the concubine of Barón, even though Barón has his wife, Maman Brigitte. Okay, so many stories, depending on who you ask, where you go, depending on the caballo, depending on the societe, cofradia, the house, whatever. Uh, so these are some of I'm giving you some of the versions of what it is, but she is definitely worshipped under the Gede divisions. She is served in the cemetery. There's a lot of cemeteries in the Dominican Republic that have a niche, a nicho, um, which is a designated spot that people sometimes put up for Loa, depending. It could be for the Barón, it could be for the Gede, it could be for Criminelo, for many spirits that are in the Black Division or the Gede Division. So there's nichos or niches in many cemeteries of the Dominican Republic that are dedicated to Santa Marta, where people go every Monday when they serve the Gede at the cemeteries. Where those that go to the cemetery, there's a niche for Santa Marta where they take offerings to Santa Marta. Santa Marta is basically again served along with the Gede, so she takes coffee, black, strong, no sugar. She takes Malta is her known or favorite drink. Uh, there's people put purple soda or grape flavored soda or black cola, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever, cola flavored soda. People also serve her the same or similar food to the Guedes, and they tend to serve her a lot of eggs. And people will place the eggs uh, on top of coffee grinds mixed with the molasses, melaza de caña, sugar molasses, the black molasses, and they'll mix that into like like a almost like a dough or something like that, more powdery than wet, and make a mound and put a lot of eggs on it. Okay, uh, some people put it raw, some people boil them, but it's really for Santa Marta raw. Okay, and they place it in an higuero, a calabash, and they take it to the cemetery. A lot of people give her cigarettes, or they simply smoke tobacco for her, pure cigars, tobacco. So she likes cigarettes and she likes cigars, depending. Some people offer her beer. Some people offer her rum. So again, it depends on the servidor. But her staple drinks and food are these. Like I said, the eggs with the coffee grinds, molasses, um, the Malta, the purple soda. Um, a lot of people like to give her and the gede, like I've mentioned before, the moro, which is the black bean rice. They also give banambu caneke, that is roasted plantain, or batata sa, which is the roasted batata. All these kinds of things. So a lot of people serve them, serve the gede along with Santa Marta Mondays at the cemetery. For those that serve at home, I mean, some people serve in both places. Maybe one Monday they'll go to the cemetery when they need something stronger, but mostly serve at home for those that have altars at home. Santa Marta is served on the floor along with the gedeses, and she is usually placed next to the image of Barón de Cementerio, which in Dominican Republic is San Elias. And they like to place her, like I always mention, most loa have a female counterpart in the altar, and in the Dominican Republic, Santa Marta becomes Barón de Cementerio's female counterpart at the altar or the serving space for the misterio. Because, like I've mentioned, she's in most cases the concubine, in some cases the wife, in some cases the daughter. Whatever the case may be, they work very good together, and they create a balance. So she is served on the floor along with the gedes. She does not go on tables. Some people will place Santa Marta's images or servings and on a table when it's a feast for her. But usually she is served and placed, and her place in the altar is the floor. Okay, some people will have like a table altar, and on the bottom of the table, on the floor, that's where they have the gedeses, the gede setup, and that'll be the niche for the gede at home. What else can I go on about Santa Marta? Santa Marta Dominadora. There's Santa Marta la Morena, which is Santa Marta Dominadora Filomena Lubana. Okay, there is Santa Marta la Colorada. Okay, which is the colors for Filomena Lubana are purple. Some people use purple, yellow, and red. Purple, yellow, red, and green. Some people will use purple, yellow, green, and add a little bit of red, depending. So, but mainly it's purple, yellow, green, and again, some people will add the red. For Santa Marta la Colorada, it's obviously red because Colorada is red, Colorado. But we say Colorado. So Santa Marta la Colorada is red with white. That's the colors they use. So again, there's Filomena Lubana, La Morena, and Santa Marta la Colorada. There's other people that have other manifestations of Santa Marta that have to do with the Simbi, Loa. And the Simbi again are the water snakes, the water spirit snakes that are part of the Petro and sometimes part of the Rada division, because there are the white Simbis and there's the more sorcerer type Simbi Loa. So yes, some people will associate Santa Marta with the Simbi Loa. Okay, some people again will associate her with Dambalana Ida, like I said before, where they say that's their daughter that went over to the Gedet division. Okay, as you can see, I have her picture up right there, and that's because right there, for me, she's representing Aida Wedo. Okay, which is the owner of the drums that you see behind me, my rada drums, tamburada, um, but I also have her here on the floor in representation of Santa Marta la Dominadora. And it can be the same family. It's basically the same family of spirits, so it's not something that you have to go and get confused about. The image is used for this whole family of serpent or water type spirits, water serpent spirits, because all the serpents basically are related to water. Okay, so let me see, what can I add of Santa Marta Dominadora? Basically, Santa Marta Dominadora is a great loa to work with for many things. Again, like I said, dominate certain situations. Um, People like to work a lot with her with snake oil, uh, aceite de culebra, to do different trabajos and wanga and all that kind of stuff. Um, they use snake skin, uh, a number of things. I'm not gonna give trabajos here, but yeah, they so many things are done with Santa Marta Dominadora. Uh, but again, it's a spirit that you have to definitely serve with caution because she can be very uh, hard to dominate. I mean, she can be a wild snake, and she is known to be very dangerous to many people that don't serve her properly or that aren't supposed to serve her. Because one thing to remember is all loa are not for all people. Everybody has a loa that they're supposed to serve, or certain loa that they're supposed to serve, depending on how they present themselves or when they present themselves to the person. Okay, but until then, it's something that you should take with caution. Do it cautiously, serve her cautiously because she can be very dangerous. Um, and with that, I think I can conclude the Santa Marta video. And if you got any questions, hit me up, leave your comments, and I'll try to answer it as best or as fast as possible. Uh, like, subscribe, uh, listen to my music, and I'll keep you guys posted. Ahí, bobo.